I, 28-year-old female, have been married to my husband, 42-year-old male, for 2 years, together for 4. He has 3 children from a previous marriage: Lucas, 18-year-old male; Lily, 16-year-old female; and Kayla, 13-year-old female. While I do not dislike children, I don't want children of my own, and I made this very clear to him when we dated. This wasn't an issue because he only got his children for a weekend a month because they live far away from us. I made it very clear that I didn't want to take care of his children, apart from the occasional weekend. For the past 4 years, I've tried my best to be a good stepmother and have built a good relationship with my stepson Lucas and stepdaughter Kayla, but I am unable to build a relationship with Lily. I've tried to take her out for girls' days, shopping sprees and fun outings. She either refuses to go or complains the whole time. The last straw was when I got her something from her wish list last Christmas, a bracelet that she wanted, and she threw it away, saying that I got her the wrong one and I was too poor to understand the difference. She then accused me of only marrying her father for his money. I usually don't let her comments get to me, but this was the last straw. After this, I stopped trying to interact with her and maintain my distance. The truth is, I didn't marry my husband for his money. We both work in high-paying tech jobs, but I inherited a lot from my parents. I even agreed to pay for part of Lucas's tuition. Anyways, Lily and Kayla want to move to a better school the next school year. The school is closer to our home than their mother's, so my husband said that they should live with us. I don't mind living with Kayla, but I don't want to be around Lily. My husband goes to work 4 days a week while I work from home, so I'll constantly have to be around Lily, and I refuse to do that. I don't mind being around Kayla, but not Lily. I told my husband all this and he called me a jerk, and we've been fighting ever since. He says I need to step up as a stepmother, and I can't let a teenager hurt me. Lily has been in tears, saying it's not fair that I want Kayla but not her, and her mother is on her side, so am I the jerk, edit. To all the people saying I signed up for this when I married a man with kids, my husband led me to believe that he never wanted full custody of them, and if anything were to happen to their mother, their aunt would get custody. He has never been close to his children and has said he regrets having them. On the weekends they were with us, I spent more time with them. His reaction has blindsided me. I have suggested therapy and family therapy, but my husband is very against therapy, so that is not an option. I have asked my husband to talk to Lily, but he doesn't want to get involved. If her behaviour changes even a little, I have no problem letting her live with us, but the fact that my husband and his ex refuse to talk to her about her behaviour, and the fact that I need to be around her all day, is terrifying to me. Both of us come from a culture where it's normal to marry a man older and better settled, so our age gap didn't come as a shock to anyone. At the time of his first marriage, he was 23 while his ex was 18. Edit 2. My husband leaves for work at 8 a.m. and comes home at 8 p.m. The kids are in school from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m, so I have to parent them alone from 3ish to 8, and that is not something I want to do. When we got married, I said I wouldn't take on any parenting responsibilities, and I stand by it. He refuses to work from home like me or get home sooner. Edit 3. I didn't tell Lily or Kayla any of this. I told my husband, who told his ex, who told the kids. This was meant to be an adult conversation. I know how this information could hurt Lily. Edit 4. For people saying I shouldn't have married a man with kids, I was led to believe by my family that he was the best I would get due to my age. Most women in my community are married by 21. We got to know each other, and I fell in love with him. And he assured me he would support my career and I wouldn't have to take the typical role of a mother. I knew that if I didn't get married soon, my family would isolate me. I was coerced by my family and lied to by my husband. Edit 5. Some people are saying not the idiot, not the jerk, and some are saying you're the idiot, you're the jerk. It's quite obvious that those saying you're the idiot don't know much about other cultures where honor killings and forced marriages exist. In my culture, and actually most cultures outside maybe the US and some European countries, children or teenagers don't get to say whatever they want because they're hormonal or whatever. In my culture, men having multiple wives is common, men marrying young women are common, men marrying women their daughter's age is also common. Most children my kids' age have multiple mothers, and they know they must be respected. Learn something about other cultures before you say such harsh things. Now for a few comments before the update. Comment 1. Not the idiot, you made your position known, and your husband is attempting to strong-arm you and override it in your shared home. You might consider taking some of your hard-earned money and renting an apartment to work from and live in, not out of anger or revenge, but out of practicality. Comment 2. Marries a man with kids. Husband wants his kids to move in. Surprise Pikachu. You should have expected something along these lines sooner or later and should never have married a man with kids at all. You're the idiot to all of your new family. Comment 3. Not the idiot, you were clear from the outset. Maybe mum and dad need to step up and deal with their daughter behaviour towards you. What does her dad say when she behaves like that? Edited. Spelling mistake. Now for the update. Turns out, Lily overheard her dad and I discussing the whole living situation, and she totally misconstrued our conversation. She thought we were planning to send her away while Kayla stayed with us. Lily, in a fit of anger and hurt, decided to take matters into her own hands. She concocted this insane plan to make me look bad in front of her dad. Lily started leaving stuff around the house that would make it seem like I was being negligent or dismissive of her needs. I'm talking dirty dishes under the couch, her school books torn up, and she even went as far as to claim I was deleting important messages from her mum on her phone. It was chouse. But wait, it gets wilder. Lily's mum got wind of these actions and threatened to take us to court for emotional damages to Lily. She stressed that my incapacity to be a proper stepmum was causing Lily distress. My husband was baffled and torn. He knew me, but the evidence was piling up, and Lily was playing her role to Oscar-worthy standards. Then came the breaking point. Kayla, who had been quiet throughout this whole drama, finally spoke up. She had been recording a video as part of a school project and accidentally caught Lily in the act of one of her sabotage missions. Kayla, bless her heart, came to me first, probably scared of stirring up more drama. I was furious but also heartbroken. My relationship with Lily was already on thin ice, and this felt like the last straw. However, instead of blowing up, I decided to sit down with Lily, just the two of us, and we had a heart-to-heart conversation. I showed her the video Kayla had taken and asked her to tell me what was going on. That's when the floodgates opened. Lily confessed that she missed her mum, who had been pretty absent lately due to her new boyfriend, and felt like I was trying to replace her. She admitted that she was scared of losing her place in her dad's life and saw me as a threat rather than a potential ally. After a very long, tearful discussion, we came up with a plan. Lily agreed to go to therapy, and I promised to make more of an effort to include her in our lives, not as a replacement daughter, but as Lily, her own person with her own space. As for my husband, he's been an emotional wreck. We're working through it, but he's agreed to couples counselling. He feels guilty for not seeing the signs with Lily and for putting me in such a tough spot. So in the last 2 weeks, we've gone from near familial collapse to a tentative peace treaty. We're not out of the woods yet, but it feels like maybe, just maybe, we might be on the path to becoming a real family. And as for the whole not wanting kids of my own thing, well, let's just say this has been a real eye-opener about what being a parent, step or not, can entail. Now for the comments. Comment 1, you're the idiot. Lily's behaviour is a clear cry for help, and rather than seeking immediate professional support, you let it escalate to the point where legal action was threatened. You're supposed to be the adult and handle the situation maturely. Waiting until things got this bad shows a lack of responsibility on your part. Comment 2, not the idiot. You're doing your best in a tough situation. It's great that you're taking steps towards therapy and improving your relationship with Lily. Kids act out when they're hurting, and it's commendable that you're working to reassure her instead of punishing her out of anger. Keep on this path, and things will improve. Comment 3, not the idiot. The fact that you're reconsidering your stance on not wanting kids shows tremendous growth. It's not easy to step into a blended family, and Lily's actions, though wrong, were based on a misunderstanding. Therapy is a great step forward for all of you. It's important to remember that healing takes time and effort. Now for the next story, I, 28-year-old female, have twin 5-year-old boys, Jude and Jonah. They go to a private kindergarten, where it is customary to invite the entire class to birthday parties. It might even be a school rule, but I don't think I'm going to take this up with the school. Jude and Jonah are well-mannered and reserved. Obviously, I am biased, but they have always gotten along with all of their peers and have never been involved in any drama. However, Jude is a slow reader, and despite getting him a tutor, he is still struggling. At our synagogue, the bathroom signs simply say men and women, without any pictures, and they are single bathrooms. 2 weekends ago, Jude accidentally walked into the women's bathroom because the door was not locked correctly. He encountered a woman named Jess, who is the mother of a little girl in his class. He claims to have only seen her on the toilet and immediately ran out, closed the door, and apologised. Jude came up to me immediately after the incident, feeling very embarrassed. I reassured him that it wasn't a big deal and advised him to remember to knock next time. I explained that the longer word on the sign says women. He agreed and acknowledged that he thought it would be a regular public bathroom. I left it at that. Later, Jess approached me and insisted that Jude needed to be punished. She found the incident extremely inappropriate. I assured her that he didn't know and wouldn't do it again, but she argued that there's no way he can't read men and women and claimed that her daughter can read them. She told me I had to address this behaviour immediately. As a younger parent, I often feel patronised by other parents at the school, so I simply told her that I would handle it and let the matter rest. On Friday, her daughter handed out birthday invitations and gave one to Jonah, but not to Jude. They both asked her why, and she said her mum told her not to give one to Jude, but refused to provide a reason. Jude cried for the rest of the day but refused to tell anyone why, because he didn't want to be considered a tattletale. I asked Jude if anything else had happened between them, and he promised me that nothing had. He even mentioned that they had been playing together during recess the entire week. Her daughter tried to cheer him up by suggesting ways to sneak him into the party. Honestly, I am furious. I wouldn't have minded if she hadn't given an invitation to either of them, but giving one to only one twin is incredibly rude and passive-aggressive. I am considering calling her to discuss the matter, because I believe it's absurd to hold such a grudge against a 5-year-old. Would that make me an asshole? Should I simply decline Jonah's invitation? I think the birthday party rule is silly, and it's her choice whom she invites, but this situation is just ridiculous. Note: the synagogue and school are two separate places, but there is a lot of overlap with the people involved. Also, at the moment, I don't plan on sending either of them to the party. However, I'm thinking about telling her to confront her rather than having this strained dynamic where I hear things from Judy which come from her child who heard them from her. Now, for a few comments before the update. Comment 1. Normally I'd go with the person whose birthday it is get to decide who to invite, but this time I think it's fairly reasonable to ask why one of the twins weren't invited. Passive aggressiveness towards a 5-year-old is never okay. You would not be an idiot. Also, is it really normal for 5-year-olds to know how to read? Comment 2. Not the idiot. Personally, I would skip talking to her and have a chat with your rabbi asking what to do in this situation. After all, the incident happened in the synagogue. This is aggressive and cruel behavior by an adult who didn't lock the bathroom door. Comment 3. Not the idiot. I'd also point out that there's no way an adult doesn't know how to lock a door, and someone should nip her behavior in the bud. Now, for the update. After the birthday party incident, things were pretty tense for a while. I decided not to call Jess. Instead, I focused on teaching the boys that sometimes life is unfair and how we can manage our feelings in those situations. Fast forward to a few days ago. The boys were playing in the synagogue's courtyard after class when Jess's daughter Leah approached them. To my amazement, she handed Jude a belated birthday gift. She muttered an apology, saying her mum had made a mistake. Jude was hesitant at first but accepted the gift, and I could see the relief in Leah's eyes. Then Jess herself walked over. I braced for another confrontation, but she surprised me. Jess apologized. She had been reflecting on her actions after her own mother, who also attends the synagogue, had a talk with her about compassion and forgiveness. Jess admitted she overreacted and that punishing Jude for an innocent mistake by excluding him from Leah's party was wrong. She didn't expect forgiveness, but she wanted to make amends. She asked if Leah could have a small do-over party with both my boys invited. I was taken aback by this gesture, but seeing Jude's hopeful face, I agreed. The party happened this past Sunday, and it was a beautiful afternoon of kids playing and laughing together. Watching Jude and Jonah enjoy themselves with all their classmates, including Leah, warmed my heart. But the most touching moment came when Jude, unprompted, walked up to Jess and hugged her, whispering, "Everyone makes mistakes." There wasn't a dry eye among the parents watching. This experience has taught our small community so much about understanding and the power of a genuine apology. We are now working together with other parents from the synagogue and school to organize a workshop on inclusivity and kindness for the kids and parents alike. It's amazing how a painful moment can lead to such a beautiful outcome. I'm proud of Jude and Jonah for handling this with such grace, and I'm hopeful for the lessons we've all learned. Now, for the comments. Comment 1. Not the idiot. You handled this with grace and maturity. Teaching your kids how to deal with life's curveballs is way more valuable than any knee-jerk reaction to confrontation. Plus, Jess's change of heart and the community's response shows that positivity can be infectious. Way to set an example. Comment 2. You're the idiot, sort of. I get teaching kids about unfairness, but why not reach out to Jess first? It could have resolved things quicker without putting the kids in the middle of adult issues. Just seems like a roundabout way to handle a simple misunderstanding. Comment 3. Not the idiot at all. You turned a negative situation into an incredibly positive outcome. It's not just about the kids, it's about teaching the whole community a lesson in kindness. The workshop idea is brilliant, that's how you make change. Plus, the way you allowed Jess to make amends shows real character. Now for the next story. I am going on my honeymoon with my husband to 3 countries in 2 weeks. On the last leg of my trip, I will be in my home country. My mum asked if she can send with me some medications for my relatives. I said sure. She ends up buying 6 of those big 300 pill bottles from Costco for me to send, and it is so heavy and takes up more than half of my luggage. I've waited 6 months to go on this trip finally, and to enjoy some time with my husband before I start a full-time job and night weekend school 100 miles away for 2 years. We will only see each other once or twice a month, if that. My mum doesn't consider this at all. When I told her it will be cumbersome for me to take that much, I suggested she take some of the pills out of the bottles and pack them tightly in Ziploc bags. She thinks that will make her look bad to my relatives and said they need the labels. I said to take the label off of the bottle and put them along with the package or send a picture. My view is that they can get all the pills, and that will reduce the weight and space the bottles will take. Now my mum is mad at me because she already promised 4 or more relatives these pills. I haven't even touched on the potential illegal trouble I can get in if these are discovered by TSA in other countries. Now, for a few comments before the update. Comment 1. Do not take any pills with you that you do not have a prescription for in your own name. Don't put half the bottles in your husband's luggage and half in yours. You will get both behind bars. Tell Mom that she went too far in her presumption and she can suck it up and apologize to her relatives. This is totally on her. This would be the hill to die on even if it affects your relationship with her. Comment 2. What? Have you not watched the show Locked Up Abroad? Absolutely do not take those out the package and airlock them. No. Just take 2 of the bottles and tell her she can pay to have the other 2 delivered since she wants them to have it so bad. Also, you could put 2 in your luggage and 2 in your husband's, or offer to pay half the shipping expense with your mom if money isn't an issue. Not the idiot. Comment 3. Why not check another bag? I haven't even touched on the potential illegal trouble I can get in if these are discovered by TSA in other countries. Why not recheck your priorities, since that seems like a far more relevant and important problem? Honestly, the idea of trying to go through TSA with several kilograms of pills in Ziploc bags is so baffling that I'm struggling to believe any of this. Everyone sucks here. Now for the update. So where do I even begin with our honeymoon adventures? After the whole ordeal with my mum and the 6 Costco-sized bottles of pills, I thought we had everything under control. Boy, was I wrong. First stop, Mexico. Everything was beautiful, crystal clear water, breathtaking sunsets, the works. But when we tried to leave for our next destination, airport security flagged our luggage. Thanks to the pills, we ended up detained for questioning. Several intense hours later, after explaining our situation and contacting the US Embassy, we were released, without the medication. It was a sobering lesson in international travel restrictions. You'd think that would be the peak of our drama, right? No such luck. During the second leg in Italy, our luggage got lost during a transfer. We were stuck in Rome, with only the clothes on our back and a few essentials. After a lot of back and forth with the airline and a day wasted at the laundromat instead of the Colosseum, we got our bags back. But the universe wasn't done with us yet. Finally, we're on our way home for the last leg of the trip. I was so relieved to be back in our home country, thinking we'd coast through the final days. That is until we got a call from my mum. Turns out she was so upset with us over the medication fiasco that she had vented to our entire extended family. The gossip mill turned, and by the time we landed, I had vicious messages from relatives I hadn't spoken to in years, accusing us of being selfish and irresponsible. To add insult to injury, my husband and I started showing symptoms and tested positive for infection 19 just 2 days before I was supposed to start my new job. We're currently in quarantine, our special honeymoon memories overshadowed by familial drama and a pile of tissues. TLDR. The pills were confiscated, our luggage was lost, our family is furious, and now we're sick. I'm really starting to believe that some vacations are cursed. Now for the comments. Comment 1, not the idiot. Your honeymoon sounds like a series of unfortunate events, but that doesn't give your mum the right to gossip about your medication issue. Medical stuff is private and she should have respected that. Plus, it's not like you could control the luggage situation or getting infection 19. You just had some really bad luck. Comment 2, you're the idiot for thinking your honeymoon was cursed just because of a few mishaps. Everyone has travel troubles. It's about how you handle them that counts. Getting detained for meds and losing luggage is rough, but spreading that negative attitude probably didn't help the situation. Plus, your mum probably needed someone to talk to about her worries. Cut her some slack. Comment 3, definitely not the idiot. Who wouldn't be stressed after being detained and then losing your luggage? You needed support, not gossip, and catching infection. 19 is the rotten cherry on top of a disaster Sunday. It's not like you asked for any of this. Hope you and your hubby get well soon and can have a do-over honeymoon with better memories. If you liked this video, you'll probably like these too. Also, while you're here, please consider subscribing. It's your support that keeps this channel alive and allows me to make better and longer videos. Have a great day.